Okay, let's do a little carving here. Carving is searching for data for files based on content rather than metadata. You say it's an Excel file, I don't care. I'm going to look at all the strings within the Excel file to look for this word. So we ignore the metadata and we go below it and actually look at the contents of the file. We can do header and footer carving, and that's searching the data for the header or the footer of the file. Now what we're doing is we're saying, you may say that the extension on the end of this is .exe, but if we actually look at the header information inside of the file, it shows us that this isn't an exe. This happens to be a known header for a JPEG, or a known header for a text file. So we can look at the header or footer information to know that without looking through each one of these and trying to open this file with every single different interpreter out there, we can look for the hex representation of that file signature in the carving aspect. So we ignore the fact that you've said it's a text file and we look at the header information within it. Now, when we carve a JPEG, you can see that there's clearly a difference between these two. One is truly a JPEG and the other is not. Notice the FFDD here and the FFDD there. That's all the way down inside of a long string that we've been carving across. We've actually gone and we've hex examined every single piece of the string all the way down to this area. Even if you said that this JPEG happened to be a .exe file, I'll ignore that and I'll see that signature FFD8 and FFD9 to know that they are truly JPEG files. Remember, that's the header and that's the footer. If we copy data to a new file from the header footer and paste into a new file with a file name and a file extension like cat JPEG, well, what can happen for us is we can still have a different file, and through carving, we will know that that file actually is truly something different. So if we try to fool with the carving aspect of it, the headers never lie. Any file with a header and a footer can be carved. What we do is we choose tools like the Forensic Toolkit to make carving easy for us because it has a database of the known headers and it will do the file carving before we get there, and then it will say to us, the carving data on this says that this is a very different file from what it reports to be, even at the metadata level, because we've looked at the hexadecimal representation of it. Okay, here's our summary. Choose the tool that's jammed down your throat, because you're not going to buy a $3,000, $4,000 license for a particular tool. Somebody else is going to control the budget. Now, when you control the budget, choose the tool that you like. More than likely what will happen is you've been using this tool for a long period of time and you'll keep on using that tool. FTK is one of the big players out there. If you like that tool, that's great. Try to play with both of those tools and talk to people who have both. There are larger forensic shops that actually run FTK, Encase, and Smart. Finally, your process from a technical standpoint is wipe, block, image, hash, and carve. And that's what we have to say for FTK and your special section on roll-up halfway through the course.